Subsurface by JulianR is an exploration-based platformer game. You have a red and yellow character who can fire things, you run around and explore an underground world, you have unlockable abilities. It reminds me of Castlevania and another game. Just can't quite put my finger on which one. Let's give it a look. Welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some cool Metroidvanias, where I play through some cool Pico 8 games to show to you lovely people. Let's look at today's game. Today's game is called Subsurface and it's by the developer called JulianR, also known over on itch as Julian. Let's load up Subsurface then. So, Subsurface is a Metroidvania, everyone, okay? It's another Metroidvania. I'm always playing Metroidvanias, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's a Metroidvania. It's a really good one though, and I wanted to show you it. It's been featured on Pico 8's Splore, and that's where I first seen it. It was released in September last year, so the first game of 2024 is actually a game from 2023, but that's just how things are. Yeah, and it's a Metroidvania game, if that wasn't immediately clear. Okay, so we are in a typical subterranean Metroidvania world. We have got a few things to be doing in this game. Let's have a look at the UI. I did skip over the title screen because, to be honest, this week, it's not much of a title screen. You know how much I love the title screen. Anyway, let's look at the main screen on the game, the HUD, if you like. So at the bottom of the screen, we have got 4 circle things on the bottom left. They are keys, which I believe we need to collect. Over in the middle there, well, we've got hearts there. You can probably guess what that is. Next to that, we have got special abilities, which we unlock. It's a Metroidvania, everyone. You know how it works. And then on the right-hand side at the bottom, we have got a mini-map. So, once you understand the HUD, the rest of the game makes perfect sense. This is the first screen, and you can see there is a blue collectible up there. That will, if I progress further... Oh, there's an enemy. Oh! You have to shoot the enemies. Don't hit them like that. If you do hit them, you can go back to one of these checkpoints, and that resets your health, like in Metroidvanias. Anyway, as you can see, typical to the genre, there are platforms that we can't get to yet because we've not unlocked those abilities. Can you guess what one of them might be? Anyway, if we go through... Oh, we have got an impassable force field. It's a kind of reddy orange colour. We need to find the reddy orangey collectible that will unlock that area. You've seen at the beginning there was the blue one. That should unlock some blue force field somewhere. So look, we've already found the collectible here. Now the game, oh, those enemies follow you. The game doesn't make it immediately clear what those collectibles do. It took me a while to figure it out, but don't worry, they unlock those force fields. Like I say, the force field here, well, it's gone now. You might not notice it the first time you come through, but believe me, you will notice the other things. Now, you may have noticed at the bottom there some text appearing on the screen, which I've not mentioned. As we play through the game, there is a story in the game, and each screen that we explore gives us another kind of line in that story and kind of unlocks what's going on in the game. That's all the way through the game. It's a really unique feature and it's a really nice way of incorporating a story into a game like this. Typical of Metroidvanias, you're alone in this underground subterranean world. So yeah, there's not really many people to talk to. You're kind of alone with your thoughts here, I suppose. But or are you? Anyway, the story is very interesting. I don't really want to give away too much about it. This is, now the developer, Julian, says you can play through this game in about 10 minutes. My first casual playthrough took significantly longer than that. So, yeah, you've got plenty of time to digest the story. Things besides that, because you can play the game and enjoy the story for yourselves, but you don't need me to tell you about it. Nice little technical details then, because I always have to mention them bits, don't I? Do you like these falling leaves? Each area, or there's different areas that have different kind of effects, different looks. We're in a kind of foresty area here, aren't we? One of the things that I like about the game is the oops, the spikes. One of the things I like about the game are the backgrounds to the level. Well, just the look of the levels in general, really. The backgrounds, the tiles, the map looks really nice, and it's a really interesting world to explore. I don't know about you, but one of my favourite things about Metroidvanias are the levels and just the kind of like mazes, aren't they? And it's really cool looking at mazes. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I think the map looks nice, okay? Give me a break. Anyway, as you can see, the character can fire as well. Particle effects, nice. There are a few enemies in the game. These ones are real pain. As you can see, they fall down in quite a dangerous fashion and swing about in an even more dangerous fashion. If you leave a screen and then come back, the enemies reset. It's a Metroidvania, that's how they work. Anyway, you can see that this area, I can't progress any further, so I've reached a dead end. A lot of the game, a big part of the game, is exploring the world, it's a Metroidvania, and looking for these power-ups that we need to find. Now, one thing that I think is quite interesting about this, not in this area, but an area kind of to the west of where I am, yeah, is there's quite a few areas, or there's a couple of areas at least, where you can kind of damage boost through an area to get to somewhere you're not supposed to be at first. Now, I didn't manage to get further than I should have. However, I think there may be some... we've unlocked double jump, yeah. No prizes for guessing that double jump was going to be in a Metroidvania. Yeah, so I think there might be some shortcuts through the game. And there may be a few hidden areas. If you pay attention to the map, the mini-map, there are some obvious areas where there isn't an obvious way in there, I should say. So, yeah, I think there may be some secrets hidden in this game. Not that I've managed to find them, I just think they are there. Something that I wasn't immediately clear on this screen, I thought that was like a force field. It's not, it's water. Just something that might make my life a little bit better. And you know how much I like particle effects. Maybe some bubble particle effects there would look good. Who am I to judge, though? I always want more particle effects. But yeah, that is water, and we can't get through, which is frustrating because, look, I can see an upgrade there. Ugh. I wonder what that upgrade might be for, seeing as it's in a screen that has water in it, which we can't get through. Anyway, let's go back onto the main path, because now we have double jump. There should be some areas that we're able to access once again. A little bit about the game's difficulty then. The game starts off fairly straightforwardly. However, by the end of the game, my platforming skills were being tested. There's a really nice difficulty curve in this. The really tricky platforming sections aren't until quite far into the game when you've unlocked all of your abilities and hopefully you've got a little bit of experience using the character. We've got another force field there, a blue one. Now, I remember at the start of the game, there was a blue collectible there. That will unlock that force field, so perhaps I should backtrack and get that pickup. Yeah, the difficulty, I think, is quite well judged. There are a couple of screens. There's one of them after one of the pickups. I can't remember which one, where you kind of have to do the new ability plus another ability. I did it first time, but I could imagine some people might get stuck on some of them. So what I would just say is just be patient, okay? Try things out. Yeah, there are quite a few areas where you do need to do some quite tricky little moves to get out of danger. And like I say, there are places as well where you can kind of damage boost through things. So if you seem to be in an impossible area, it might be that you're not supposed to be there yet. I really should point out again, just to reiterate really, I really love the way the story is kind of developed. It's really cool to see a story in a Pico 8 game, and especially in a Metroidvania like this, we don't tend to have that much in the way of stories. It's a little bit of a shame there isn't much in the way of music. I'd like to see some more music, but that's always the case. However, all the sound effects that are in the game are really nice. I especially like that one. It's a very reassuring sound. When you've been struggling or feeling very... I don't know, if you've been struggling with some of the platforming sections and you've got only one heart left and you're so close to dying, and then when you reach that checkpoint that little jingle fills you with hope and confidence. So that's nice. I need to go back to wherever that blue force field was. There it was. I think what might help as well, maybe if where the blue force fields were, or where the force fields were, if there was a kind of remnant of that, if I don't know, maybe like a different coloured tile or something. I think when Julian was making the game, I think they were quite close to the token limit, so I'm not sure how much space there is to add things in. But yeah, it would make the exploration a little bit less, what's the word, easy to kind of miss. I think it was probably about this point in my first playthrough that I realised what the force fields were, because before that it did make it kind of confusing when some areas were kind of accessible. I thought I'd just missed them in my initial kind of exploration. As you can see then, we've encountered quite a few enemies. In the description for the game, there is also an end boss. I really liked the end boss. I always like it when there are end bosses in games, in Pico 8 games especially. But yeah, it's a really cool end boss. I'm not going to get anywhere near it in this video though. This screen, oh, this is a tricky one, this. The green enemies there, yeah, you can fight them. Don't. So, Subsurface by JulianR, a really cool Metroidvania for Pico 8. There are many Metroidvanias. This is a particularly nice one. You can play the game over on itch. You can play it over on Splore. Go and check it out. So, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.